welcome back to the World Cup of UHC. There's, as you can see on the board to the side, we've already have a few victims that have fallen to other players and PvE, of course. You just, it's UHC. Dangers are around every corner. You just don't know when it's going to come up. But there are fewer and fewer people, so technically speaking, you're less and less likely to meet somebody in your cave now that there are fewer people. Not sure what Carl is doing. This means something. The ancient Norwegian runes, I'm going to guess. Is it... It's not even the ancient Norwegian runes of the 00. It's just this. You'll have to see his perspective to know what's going on. What's going on? Yeah. So Colin actually taking the dark forest for apples. Not necessarily a foolish move if you want some peace and quiet on the surface, because at this point he knows there's a lot of people hunting around, so either he didn't want to find another biome, knew this one would eventually do, but he had to tackle with some hostile mobs that spawned. He's full diamond, so he's not super worried, but he did take a tiny bit of damage. He's got a lot of gold, so I think he can handle it, right? But usually players avoid the dark forest because of how annoying they are. So it's a fairly peaceful place in terms of not meeting other people to get your apples, especially when you need like 24 of them. We've got another fight. Some thorns. That's the helmet DJ found in the bastion. The thorns played a role. That's not why Spitgoat was actually shot, but Spitgoat, who did so well, ended up not doing so well here. DJoee now with 28 golden apples. This is enough to rival Colin. And you see, but Colin, to be fair, also has full diamond. DJoee, I don't know if he's got that yet. He's 3/4 diamond. It's going to have some real good pieces, but is missing a chest plate. He's got to find that, and he's got the full kit after that. But already, what you could say is roughly midway in this contest. You're starting to see two players pull ahead in this here place, and this is not going to go well for WalrusTime, who had tried to drown himself and is now going to find someone looking for his 4th kill. Landing a good little shot right there. So you're going down bravely with the fight. I'm already assuming he's going to die, because how could he not? But as really doing his country proud on the bow, Pops had to go melee, and I now detect a weakness. Pops is a melee player, and he's going to be able to have power 3 out of this, but you can see everything he has is geared towards melee. And that's good for him, because with the two players who are stacked with healing, their weakness is going to be melee, because they have enough, Colin and Joe have enough healing to heal for years in a bow battle. So melee against them is really the only way to take them down in a matter that is realistic, despite the fact that, they're geared. So Pops deciding not to engage in this fight for some reason. Stravolite coming back from the nether. I assume with enough to make potions, but it's not going to rival the Bastion loot. So Pops deciding to bow out, probably going to look at the gear here. Probably because they'll want to find some gold before meetup. However, Dahi has nothing to lose at this point. That was a good lava placement. However, Potts goes down to Dahi with a huge kill here. Huge kill. That's why you got to risk it. That's why you do it. That is it right here. MLGing is hard. And especially when it's on a surface like this. Because there's a staircase situation, you can place the bucket easily on the other. Oh, and Colin, no. Colin, no. No, Colin. Wow. Colin. Colin, no. All that gear is going to be out of the equation. And I don't know. Oh, it's Joe over Colin right now. This is the game deciding fight right here. Did Joe Pearl? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. I think he sees how stacked Colin is. And he's like, I'm not dealing with that. But these two have such loot combined. If they had if one had gotten the other's loot this early in the game, I don't know what kind of impossible snowball that would have been created. Now we have what I'd call two snowballs, even though, Colin and Joe only have one kill each. And I say only, but that's because we figure, realistically speaking, more are coming, right? But yeah, Joe was like, this is not where I'm going to be getting that diamond chest plate. I think he saw how geared Colin was and I thought I was in a good position, and maybe I'm not in the kind of position I thought I was in, because he doesn't actually know that they both got different bastions. They don't know that, but that's what happened. And there's some players who are starting to be undergeared here. I say this as I look at our Thai representative, and he's not the only one, but as it happens, Pareto distribution, I always said, applies in UHC. And if you're not aware, Pareto distribution is this thing where the top players of the game are going to get the top 50% of the loot. The top 50% of the loot are going to get to the top 20%. And the bottom 80% players are going to share the other 50% of the loot, which is not a lot to split among that many players. And so that's how you end up with players like it's Colin and Joe and some others who are stacked, and other players who are looking like for scraps. It's the luck of the draw. There is that, because you don't know what cave you're going to find, right? Even if you're a skilled, quick, efficient caver, you don't know. So Flame is trying his luck, and Colin does not like this melee situation. Is that a pearl? That is a pearl. Didn't realize they both had pearls to escape with. Colin is gonna heal up, which he should, obviously, given all the healing he's got. It's gonna have, if he gets level, he's gonna get god tier armor, but he's lost sight of Flame. And Flame should probably give up on this encounter. I'm not gonna, But yeah, so Pareto distribution, that's what happens. It happens in real life. If you just take farmers, let's say, the top 20% farmers are gonna get 50% of the harvest and the bottom 80% of farmers are going to split the rest, the bottom 50%. That's kind of how it goes. So this is obviously because some farmers start with better land than others, better, more fertile lands and stuff. But sometimes the rainy season just doesn't go your way, all that stuff. Or you know, you have a great season and then your harvest is great. That's just how it happens sometimes. But you see the Pareto distribution just happen in so many facets of life where you try to make things as equal as you can. And in spite of this, the Pareto distribution just seems to happen regardless. And it happens a lot in UHC, where you have some players who just look and look and look, and luck is just not going their way that game. And others where they just stumble accidentally upon diamond after diamond after diamond, and then extraordinary loot in various chests. I mean, if you watch my channel often enough, you know that someone like me, even me, can find some gob-founding treasures from time to time, and come out with like some of the best loot in the game, in a game. That's just how it is. It's Pareto distribution at work. So all that nerdy talk to say that, well, it's not over. Sometimes you can find most of your stuff in the final episode, and when it looks like hopeless heading, you know, into the penultimate episode, and you think things are just not looking good for you, and then suddenly you find that dungeon that has like all the stuff you're missing, or you find the mine shaft and all the minecart chests plus diamonds and all that stuff, and suddenly you're one of the richest players. You never know what can happen. The winds can turn. They have not turned insert JPEG's way this game at all. I would recommend, okay, he's got 2 leather pieces that have thorns, but those 2 leather pieces are not going to be worth the thorns they're on, because he's going to take so much damage. I don't think it's enough. I wouldn't keep them, because leather just doesn't protect at all. So you're basically naked. So poor insert JPEG is basically half naked now. I know there's thorns, but he's going to be killed in like four shots, right? So the thorns have barely a chance to even apply. Skylord staircasing possibly into these diamonds. If you keep an eye on chat, you'll find out soon enough. So when I was speaking of luck that could change at any point, this could happen here for Thailand, because finally he's getting some minecart chests. And, you know, there's going to be some loot in here. Yeah, it's not generated loot, not generated yet. Pardon me. Been talking too long, honestly. At some point it starts wearing you down. So he's got the chance here to possibly get back in this game with this convenient mineshaft. There might be a few things in these chests once they get generated that, you know, suddenly tilt things in his favor. So I just want to check if Stravolite, has been getting the stuff to make potions. I don't see the potion stuff. Stravolite has decided to take oxeye daisies, but I don't think suspicious stews are craftable here. Stravolite had fought blazes, so I had assumed they'd come back with the potion stuff. I guess they threw it all away because they didn't get enough of them, and have just basically just given up on that plan entirely. I mean, sometimes, you know, you gotta get rid of the folded of a losing hand, fold it, and move on to the next play as soon as you can. It's just like that's the only play that's available to you. Sometimes that's what you gotta do. You don't give up quite yet. You know the odds are not in your favor, but, you know, sometimes, as mentioned, there can be a last-minute change in circumstances. Carlifu, who had been swimming. So we not swimming. Well, there was some swimming, but there was some fishing here. Okay, that was a friendly sword there. And I'm not sure. Yeah. I think it's meant for someone in particular that Carlifu is going to be looking to 1v1. But I don't think Randy is ready for that specific rendezvous. Because that's Godric's. Does Godric's have anything special? I don't think he's going to be... Yeah. It's not the greatest. Not the greatest. But I don't think they're going to meet. We've got another train coming through. So pardon me in the background if you're... if it annoys you. So let me quickly check here. The mine carts were not particularly lucky. So yeah, that's too bad for them. Unlucky mine carts. Unlucky mine carts. So the mine shaft did not like completely change the momentum of the game for them. Is Carlifu like still chasing here? Is that Carlifu? I mean, trying to chase, but I think he lost sight of him. Like Carl's gonna have to like be sneaky about this because he's got to suspect he's undergeared. He's trailing someone he has a chance against because Godric's only has one piece of diamond, so it's not like an unattainable target for him. Slime Brother still has the enchanted golden apple, right? Yep, still got that in the bag. And a sharp 2, probably looking for last minute experience to create a sharp 3. And then we'll probably feel confident enough to do some hunting. Rasker, I think, is climbing out. And, wow. When it goes from not promising to worse. Wow. That is unfortunate, to say the least. Unfortunate. It's always the danger with these mine shafts, right? UHC players tend to be experienced and find a way to navigate around that danger most of the time, but every once in a while, those baby spiders, they still get you. Oh, don't I know? They still get you. Colin, getting all that coal. Not getting the emeralds for some reason, but getting some levels from coal mining. No, I was gonna say no immediate neighbors, but there is someone here hunting, and it makes me wonder every time, is it Joe? The answer is it's Tony. It ain't Joe. It's Tony. Tony, yo. So, Tony's got knockback and also an enchanted golden apple. Could find himself in a situation where it goes notch v notch, and compared to most of the other notch apple holders, does not have the same gear. So I think in a notch v notch situation, I don't see him as the favorite. So Stravolite getting some dungeon loot. Stravolite actually managed to get 19 golden apples. The trip to the nether has paid off in golden apples for 3 players. But for Stravolite, it it's not game changing. You gotta keep it to the bow, right? Bow battles gives you the opportunity to out-heal your opponent, and any melee situation is a situation in which you risk it all. And they'll have to risk it all next episode. That's the end of episode 4. Bye-bye.
Sponsored by the Flues Crew on Patreon.